It's difficult to find a picture without Angela Lockaby grinning ear to ear when she's with children.
She's always been very drawn to children and taking care of them and wanting to see them succeed and have a better life.
Lockaby's husband, Jay, says it was no surprise when she left her longtime job as an investigator with the Richmond County Sheriff's Department to become a counselor at the Department of Juvenile Justice.
She's had a passion for it.
Shortly after joining DJJ in 2015, though, Lockaby says his wife noticed suspicious behavior while working at the agency's Augusta Youth Development Campus. Not from the juveniles, but from the corrections officers.
There appeared to be a culture within DJJ that they just operate different.
According to emails Angela sent to supervisors over several months, she repeatedly voiced concern about a colleague having an inappropriate relationship with a 16-year-old, officers sneaking in money, pornography, and marijuana, and even a time when a female officer was holding a carton of urine, threatening to throw it on the youth.
But my wife intervened with this. Nothing happened to her. There was no type of disciplinary or sit down and this is unacceptable behavior for an officer.
Emails Angela wrote claimed supervisors warned her to stop. In one message she wrote, a supervisor said I was going to alienate myself if I kept reporting issues.
It's basically, you get on board with the way we do things here, or you're going to be out on your own.
According to a whistleblower lawsuit filed on Angela's behalf, those threats came to a head on July 28, 2017. You're looking at surveillance video recorded that day. It's inside the DJJ facility where Angela worked. That's her. DJJ tried to prevent the reveal from obtaining the video, but released it after threats of a lawsuit.
So this is the video footage of the unit?
It starts with Angela removing unauthorized food from juveniles' rooms. Later that day, state records showed teenagers threatened Angela for taking their contraband, saying, that gonna make me beat her. Shalana Welch is Lockaby's attorney.
I interpreted it as a threat. Ms. Lockaby interpreted it as a threat, and she requested that the youth be put in isolation and put behind the door to cool off, but that didn't happen.
Despite that threat, the video then shows a corrections officer escort a group of detained juveniles right in front of Angela's office. Agency policy requires officers to remain at the door until all the juveniles are inside the secure area. Instead, this officer walks away. Watch closely. You can see a teenager walk into Angela's office, pull her over a desk, and punch her multiple times in the head.
Do you believe that officers put her in this position to get assaulted?
I do. They didn't like her. They made it known that she was a do-gooder.
The attack left Angela with a traumatic brain injury. Her doctor prescribed morphine and hydrocodone, powerful pain medication. Angela's husband says she was never the same.
Angie started sleepwalking. She started hallucinating.
It's okay.
6 months after the attack, Angela died. The medical examiner says she accidentally overdosed on the pain medication prescribed to treat her head injury.
Angie was a cop for 15 years. She's one of the toughest cops I knew. Her last 8 months, I don't know who she was.
But that surveillance video has another story to tell. The reveal uncovered DJJ left something out of its investigative report about Angela's attack. Take a look at this surveillance video recorded 3 hours before Angela's attack. It shows a corrections officer walk up to a juvenile, reach into her pocket, and hand something over again and again and again. 3 different times.
When you saw that, what was your reaction?
Well, what is she giving him? And why isn't it in the investigative report?
That officer is Takesha Thompson, the same officer seen in surveillance video leaving a juvenile unattended in front of Angela's office before he ultimately attacked her. Welch notified DJJ.
They acted like it was brand new information. If it was new information, it doesn't make sense that they would preserve two angles of the same camera footage.
DJJ reprimanded Thompson for misconduct this past March, 19 months after the incident. But Thompson didn't stay out of trouble long. 13 days later, DJJ caught her kissing a juvenile on the mouth.
I mean, I think it harms her credibility and it supports the concerns that Ms. Lockerbie was raising.
DJJ admits it left the incident out of its report, but claims it had nothing to do with Angela's attack.
The first thing that goes in my mind is that someone is trying to cover up something.
State Senator Emanuel Jones says, based on our findings, he wants the state to convene a special task force to investigate potential cover-ups at the agency.
But if there's a lot of underreporting, imagine how many more cases there potentially could be out there, and imagine how much worse the problem could be. That's my concern.